Off we go. So how you like it so far?
Lovely, lovely. Very nice.
Well, we're a little late. 5:46. It's the Queen Mary. Is the bubbly ready yet, my dear?
It's coming in. But we don't have any orange juice.
What?
So too bad we don't have any orange juice. Oops.
Thank you, dear.
Welcome aboard. The tour will last about half an hour, and we'll be covering some 15 kilometers through. In front of us is the 16th century lock house with the Minnewater behind it. This romantic spot once served as a reservoir and mooring place for the canal boats which linked Bruges with Ghent. Groot-Juffrouw and the other beguine cottages. The complex included a church, a guest house, a farm and a brewery. Unlike nuns, the beguines were not required to take permanent vows. oldest parts of the building date from the 12th century. It now houses the Memory Museum and the 17th century palace. On your left is the Palace of the Lords of Baltic, which dates from the 15th century and is now a museum of antiquities and decorative arts. The Lords of Baltic held the sole rights. On your right, you can see the Groningen Museum, which boasts an outstanding collection of southern Netherlands. We now have a good view of the belfry. This magnificent tower stands 83 meters above the Grote Markt. It has 366 steps and houses 47 clocks, which together weigh around 27th century law courts, which are now home to offices belonging to the municipal authorities of the city of Bruges. 25 kilometers in extent and 18 kilometers to Zeeland. The building with the tower in front of it is the 15th century quarters block, so called because it was originally a meeting hall for quarters, rich merchants of the medieval city. It was later an art school and is now the municipal art gallery. We will shortly be sailing under the Groot Bridge, which, as you can see, was built in 3 stages: 15th, 16th and 17th centuries respectively. Above us is the Arden's House, an 18th century traditional residence, which houses a collection of paintings.
这个摄影师啊，要站得远一点，用一个大广角就可以拍了。够不够？
这里应该是搬得起来哈。
可以。现在就是。
Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome here to board of the Rummelsburg. This is the name of the ship we're here. It's a little bit smaller than the one we came with, yeah, which is on the Baltic Sea. Just a river boat. And we are on the Spree River, S-P-R-E-E. We are on the bridge, which is quite new. It was built by a Spanish architect, Santiago Calatrava. Very beautiful bridge. And there was an old one which was blown up because it was anyway in no man's land. The Spree River was Eastern territory. Yeah, you couldn't get any access. Right was the British sector, and this was all East Berlin, but the wall was only left in the democratic society. At the other side on your left you see the Parliament's library. Called Marie Elisabeth Lüders house after a free democratic German politician. She was in that time before the war, she did office for women in education, continued in the 1950s, went to the Lüders house in Palestine, third biggest library in the world, Parliament's library in the world, so the wall was now behind us, across the river, and continued right to view. So the Reichstag stood right in front of the wall that on Western territory in the British sector. So we crossed the border and are on the eastern side, back in between district. Now the Parliament library is not big enough. It will be extended. On your left you see the construction site. And right inside this is another office block. There's another block like that behind it. Two blocks that are connected with pedestrian bridges with glass facades. And here are 2,000 offices. 2/3 of all the offices of the Parliament are in these two blocks called after Christian Democratic politician Jakob Kaiserhauses. Christian Democratic, Free Democrats, and the Social Democrats. These are three main parties in Germany. At the moment are ruling the Conservatives, the Christian Democrats, Angela Merkel is a Christian Democrat, and the Free Democrats and coalition in Germany. Here on your right you see the RLD, R-A-R-D, Allgemeine Rundfunk Deutschland, General Broadcasting Studio Germany, because the end station here. And West Berliners came from the left and arrived at Felixbeat. And when they purchased a day visa for East Berlin, they could stay a day in East Berlin. They had to pay 5 Deutschmarks for a day visa and had to change 25 West German mark into 25 East German mark. That was like an empty street because the real range between the West German Deutsch mark and the East German mark was 108. It was a total 8 East German marks for 100. But here you have it. 2015. Matt Damon and Danny Gray are with it. And they're doing scenes here, the old part of that went here in the 1930s. It plays in the Nazi time. The film is about art robbery of the Nazis, and some Americans will get the art back. One of them met George Curry. So in front of you is Alexander Square, named after Alexander I, the Russian Tsar, who was in 1805, and he was due to ask the Russian king to join him against Napoleon, but we now know that the Russian king didn't go. He didn't go with him against Napoleon. He didn't dare. So 1 year later, Napoleon came through the Brandenburg Gate and conquered Prussia, and he had to go with the French against Prussia. But they changed their mind in 1812, and finally they joined the Russians, British and Austrians, and defeated Napoleon together in the War for Liberty. Those are the, on your right you see here the barracks, Alexander Barracks. They were also named after the Tsar, and these were barracks of the Prussian army. Yeah, and now you see right at the other end of the where it was. And after the war, it took a long time to have it reopened. In 1971, it was then opened as a museum with about Germany's history, because the parliament was in Bonn. Bonn was the new capital for the Federal Republic of Germany, which was founded in 1949. And in 1990, 1 year after the war came down, Germany was officially reunified again on October 3rd, 1990. Then they decided to have Berlin back as the capital of the reunified Germany. On top of the Reichstag and the entire square in front of it, it was supposed to stand on piles that the parliamentarians would have a door back, so you had that open because news cameras out of the buildings, out of the door, open to the public, so midnight into the rest of the jobs. A subway tunnel, and they were built in mechanical tunneling. Now this is a machine that looks itself like a tunnel and digs the tunnels from underneath. But with one of the tunnels it couldn't be done, it had to be built from above. So the river in front of you, that part of the river, had to be moved away. So that's what they did. They took the river here in front of you and moved it to the right, 150 feet to the right, built the tunnel, and when it was finished they brought the river back to its old riverbed. That is what we could observe. Had to be done, and was done. Fantastic. If you're right, you have a view into what...
I think it's a clock.
El sistema líquido, ¿eh?
another day, another port. This is the port of Helsinki, or as they call it around here, the place you go before you go to St. Petersburg. Now this is great. This is zoom in a little bit over here. You can see that, I don't know what that is. Looks like a flying saucer that landed in the city. Yes. Cool looking water tower maybe? I'm not taking pictures. The camera was I wasn't taking any pictures. I said, oh, this looks good. Look at this nice shot. Hey, look at that organ. Yay. It's an organ. Yay.
Alltså för jag fattar inte det här gjort då.
Precis.
Verga, cacho, ahora me tuve que quedar por culpa tuya, weón. Se fue el autobús. El autobús se fue, weón. Qué irresponsables son.
Some pigeons just have no respect. Good old Paul Alexander II.
You're going to have from this bridge. The cathedral to your left, Russian Orthodox, the end of the 19th century, restored, reopened for services. Keep looking to the left, that huge building in light brown is over a shelf, the Academy of Fine Arts, mid-18th century building, built for the Academy, and then the two Sphinx from ancient Egypt from the 15th century BC. The palace bridge behind there to the left, and then behind it the green structure with vases and statues, the Winter Palace, the residence of the Russian Tsar. This is where we'll be heading to this afternoon. This is part of the Hermitage. Golden spire with two flag stands across the river. Now you see the Admiralty building, the shipyard. Golden dome of St. Isaac's dominates over the landscape here. Bridge, not any longer. 7 bridges were designed like that, and 2 had survived. This is one of the 2. If you are quick, you can try to get a photograph of the Cathedral of the Holy Trinity. It will be on to the left, but you only have time to push the button. You don't have time to aim when you go across. It will be now. You have to look on the left-hand side. It will be a beautiful building, white, with blue dome, with golden stars, beautifying the blue dome. The second largest of the cathedrals of St. Petersburg. Now you see this and coming into view from this angle. This is the best view now to do so, to get the picture. The Triumphal Arch is in memory of Russia's victory over Napoleon in the War of 1812. This Triumphal Arch designed by architect. The stations here to the left. This is that after the station. They're working on the exterior.
can't get away from it.
Let's see.
Did you say 27?
27 million people in the Second World War. Yes, the city alone, over a million. The company got bankrupt, and the building had changed hands more than once. In process, it got partially burned. And it was in very improper shape, you know, half ruined. Practically, they had restored much of that inside, the interior and exterior of this palace, using the old 19th century designs and photographs of the pre-war days. So you can see here to the left, completed in the early 20th century already. And coming in.
Aber die Idee, dass von diesem runterkommenden Wasser d'Este ist ja auch so gewesen. Ja, das ist woanders. Die Villa d'Este in Italien ist auch so gewesen. Also.
Ja, ist das mit den Wasserspielen da?
Doch auch mit diesen vielen Fontänen, wo das runterkam.
Wo das
Ja.
runterkam.
Ja,
Auch mit dem Wasser.
ja.
Aber sag mal,
Turns on.
all the different countries were giving us gifts, presents. And the Dutch gave us a church of tulips.
Oh, wow.
They're very nice.
1,000 people were coming to those receptions at the same time. So.
Where did they get their money from?
It's good to be the queen.
Well, they were able to move away. The Romans were in cool, and those clauses in place. This is what got evacuated. Maybe it's the war damage, and the Romans brought it all together, marble and broken into pieces. And they're separate together after the Second World War. So the pieces were moved from the first part and one is the current generation.
Walking for long.
Carrie, watch when I take them. Take it out.
In different times, they were using it for different purposes. Was of course inspired by the Hall of Mirrors in Versailles. He was trying to make it even more impressive. Quite a lot of people were explorers in restoration process. It was repeated the whole 19th century scale. But those traditional fragments of art, here, there's this one little restoration of this. The infantry. From scratch. Stools, like you had seen before. I told you that Dutch tiles originally, and they had been repeated. Later on, the ceiling painting done using one of the sketches. Could exist, and it was kind of an entertainment. If someone will pick up, yes, one of those forced apples, it was the sign of waiters not to pour any more wine or champagne into the persistence. The Chavalier's dining room, sets there, 3 different sets, because they are connected to the orders, decorations, the 5 decorations of the Russian army. St. George order and St. Andrew's order, so this is all disconnected, and the symbols are of those times. Spaniards were coming here. The staircase, that's really had design in the far end. She was Peter the Great's second wife. I guess you wonder what happened to the first wife. It was a royal marriage. His first wife, Evdokia Lopukhina, she never understood any of Peter's ideas of westernizing Russia. It was a royal marriage, and they never just had any love between those two. And by the German government when the store was reopened there. And this soap they had ordered in China, Chinese, but it is hand painted. And painted it was this is as a complete order made last year, and they're using the design. I was telling you yesterday the story of Elizabeth's sister, which is 50 years. Style park. And of course, again, trim trees you see, statues they had been using in decoration, and of course, flowers they had been using. Closer to those trees, you will see that part of the building which was used by Catherine the Great and later by Alexander II and his wife. And landscape parks were in fashion, of course, in that time, and classicism was prevailing. And all of this part is done in landscape style. The park. Again, you cannot see behind the trees and buildings, but if you were to come, this is one of the main spots that we have in this area. The hiking grounds is right here, where we have some the Southampton You want him? Yeah. I can't take a picture, you know, it can be really romantic to you.
Just something new, unusual.
Are they still in there now?
Boy, honey, I think that ship's it's coming awfully close. Is that all you can say? Is look, it's coming. Oh yeah, but it's coming so close. It's getting closer. No, 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 no! Look out!
What are you making it to?
Oh, I just had my finger on the zoom lens. Oh, it's okay. Sorry. Look, these happy people. Yay! The people on the Costa were just like that too. Yay! Couldn't figure out where are these cars going. Okay, the answer is they're going underground. This is this is the head of a tunnel.
And the quiet meeting in the city center this year, they spite all of them. Get here and start a ceremony like yeah, sit down, yeah, probably sit down wherever you can.
Yeah.
I tried. And
But
you
if
try.
if it's quarter to, we won't mind.
The driver would be angry with me because.
Well, what time do you?
Like 2010. In 1684 happened such a bad thing that ground caught fire. We didn't know what it did. We didn't get to any baker like it happened in London, yeah? So, and the house what we see now, they are built after that fire 200 years ago, 150 years ago. They are inside it. Somebody made my life easier. I thought that we have Baltic was in front of Swedish army when in the 16th century there was a war which lasted 20 years between Russians and Swedes. And that man was leading the army so that Swedes won that war. And after that, till 1710, Onion cuples are typical to Russian churches. They have 5 cuples and 11 bells. And the biggest bells of the country has that Alexander Nevsky church. This fire in the middle of your house, 600 years old.
And now we're one hotel in Old City. You just know historically
I think the AIDA is leaving because they were pulling up the gangplanks. They probably leave first. Or they came after us. I don't know. I'm just my guess. I don't know if it's the largest, but it's pretty damn big.
No, we said she's the largest. What does it connect?
Copenhagen. That's the mainland of Denmark, and that's like an island. We're heading to the Little Mermaid.
Oh, I'm going to that. Are you supposed to walk down the stairs before they stop?
I don't know.
Hard as 15.
Oh, right, yeah.
Welcome to Southampton. The first stop will be number 1.
great. It's Wednesday.
There's the black diamond. Oh, look at that. Holy. I was going to get that there. Yeah.
Adesso.
You can take photos on your left side now.
Look, left side. You see it on there?
Dat doet hij ook snel.
TJ, take your fingers and you can pull it in so that you're actually...
This is lovely though. I love this place. It's a perfect day.
Siga.
Let's go take a picture of that thing.
Disney got his
Inspiration. We'll skip that ride though for today. Look at that tree over there. Oh my god, there's so many cool things. They're terrorists. Oh, there's the dropping thing. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Oh, look at the people. They're gonna get dropped, Alex. Oh no! It's just like the Tower of Terror. I think the Tower of Terror is in the dark. You gotta be crazy to go there. And this is for the people, the less faint at heart. And one. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small world. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. Do 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 da 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 da. Dee 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 da 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 dee 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 da 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 da. Hmm?
The bees like
You don't get very many bees, and I guess the bee, what is it called? Bee collapse isn't around here. Look at it, Al. Wouldn't you like to be up there?
I can hardly wait. Where's the beach?
It's in my bag. I kept it.
Here in front of us on the right side we can see the old stock exchange, which was built by Tristan IV in the years 1620 to 40, and at that time used as an indoor market where merchants sold their goods from all over the world. Right now it's for sale, also the furniture inside. Here on the right side we can see a kayak cafe, one of the newest things here. They have the theme Myth and Legend this year. There are 17 sculptures made from artists from different countries in the world. And they don't use cement in these figures, only sand. And it can resist a rainy summer in Denmark. That's no problem. It was dug out in the year 1671 to 73, so the merchant ships could bring their cargo straight into the new city center at that time, at the King's New Square.
Almost like tunica. Just like tunica, they have to be floating. So I think they bend the rules a little bit in tunica.
German church once. Today it's converted and is only a concert church. Covered in limestone, the main auditorium's outer shell, it is formed like a heart and finished like a string instrument, and this is meant to symbolize love to music. The area behind the opera is called Holmen, Denmark, and in all, I read that 7% of the world's windmills, they are placed in Denmark. Here in front of us on the right side, a bit far away, this white grey building, it's UNICEF's headquarters, where they have all the stuff they need for help in the world. Right in front of us we can see two silos, or a bit to the left. City, the North Harbour is most industrial area, but they have a project going on to build a lot of apartments, and therefore also they build around the silos. The white building on the left side, that's the UN